Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Dead by Daylight. It's been a good couple of years since I even touched this game. I think I played maybe one or two games a couple of years ago off stream, off content, just to see if it was a game that I was still interested in playing. And I was kind of getting the bug again, so I wanted to dip my toe back into it again and see if it was a game that I enjoyed. I know that a lot has changed in the game. A lot has changed in the games that I enjoy as well. So I really wanted to sort of give it another go, give it another chance, and see if it is a game that I enjoy in 2025 as much as I did back in 2021 whenever I played it almost daily. So played a couple of games last night. I'm going to play a couple of games now, and you'll kind of see the best games of that bunch immediately after this, and I'll see you at the end for just my general thoughts as I did it. Again, I know I'm not playing the most meta killer. The Dwight fancies himself. Alright, cool. Last minute swap to the flashlight and a key, or maybe they took off the med kit. It's nice to know that last minute flashlights are a thing. Or last minute flashlight swaps. Still a thing, even though this game has been out a fair wee while. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, I'm nervous, like, it's weird. It's gonna be some like Haddonfield or something. Something horrendous with loads of windows. Lampkin Lane, yeah. This game has not changed that much in 3 years since I last played it. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Slightly different vibe. Oh, it's weird though. Woo! Not many pallets left on the map though. Whoa. Just gotta take that, don't I? Fuck's sake. There's not much I can do, like... I would have thought that the, Thought so. Whew. Not much wrong on barbecue and chili, to be fair. Well. Nice try, sucker. Hi, how's it going? I see them. Doesn't have time. Oh, interesting. DC'd. It's not really in my MO to have to try and attack you. That's not going. I heard you. Hi, buddy. Oh, D-strike. I still got it, bitch! Get out of the way. Random change to Freddy, though. Probably in that one. Nice dead hard bitch. I know novice. Woo! Interesting. I didn't realize that survivors were quite so salty. Well, still. I mean, still so salty. Okay. Random. It seems like the game has developed not necessarily oh my god, lag. Not necessarily in the most positive way. Is that fair to say? I don't think I've played particularly scummy there either. Interesting. I don't really know how to feel about that game. Didn't leave me really feeling anything. I'm waiting for the last minute. Nope, no last minute swap. Toolbox, 2 medkits, 2 Rick Grimes. I don't know. I can't tell whether or not I'm enjoying playing this game, but I'm nervous, or I'm nervous because I had such a bad experience with this game 2 years ago with MMR. Like, I'm like, you never expect to win every game, but like, whenever I'm playing Apex with my mates, it's expected you'll lose. The problem is, whenever you're playing killer in a game like this, you're kind of stuck needing to see it to the end. So it's a bit of a different scenario. Whereas if you die in Apex, or, you know, Helldivers or something like that, you're just back to the main menu. Ah, the abattoir. I see you. Hi. Rick Grimes, motherfucker. Whoa, lag high. Badly wanted to jump there. Oh, that was a nice wee move. I'm gonna have to just get the shack out. Fine with that. This Grams knows how to run, boy. Ooh, nice moves. Overcomplicating myself. It's so hard to tell how many Rick Grimes are there. Okay, that hit me. Interesting. These guys are slightly better than the last crew. Ooh, I need to hit. Go run this way. Well played. Yeah, really struggled in this map. Really struggling with my crop purge, actually. Damn, didn't get enough off. Fair play. Nothing I can do. Why would you be going this way? Random. Lost you in the cornfields as well. Tough old map. Yeah, struggle with that. One more? One more. I'm almost expecting why camp? Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed those sort of those games, whatever ones I've decided to put before this sort of outro. I think it's difficult for me to admit, like, I know that it's been a number of years since I played this game, and going from playing a game basically daily to having not touched it in 2 years, you're obviously going to be rusty. I played a Huntress game, which I'm not even going to bother showing, because outside of the fact that lag hits are still a thing, I thought dedicated servers meant to fix that in like 2021. But you know, take what I say with a grain of salt. You can call me washed, you can call me out of touch, like, you know, that's fine. But I did enjoy aspects of my experience playing DBD, both last night and today. The Freddy game that I'll probably include in this sort of highlighted aspects of what I really enjoy. That feeling of outplaying, that feeling of competitiveness, and that feeling like as a killer main, that the survivors need to respect you to a certain degree. But that game also highlighted the fact that very little has changed in the sort of 3 years since I took my extended break from this game. I genuinely feel like the only reason that I was able to get a 4K in that game was because the survivors started to get a little bit too comfortable, started taking hits when they perhaps didn't need to. And then off the bat as well, the fact that I slugged for the 4K, one person on the hook, one person on the ground, like immediately on the ground, and knowing that there was another person nearby, all of a sudden you're hit with all the DCs. it was disappointing from that aspect that some things haven't changed, and they won't change. It's an online video game. I get that. But the games that I've played since then kind of highlighted the reason why I stepped away from this game in the first place. You know, I wasn't particularly interested at that stage of my life sweating in a video game. I liked being good enough that I could play well, but also that winning wasn't the main objective, both for myself and the survivors. The idea that you could run any number of perks and still make it a competitive game, because there would be survivors on the other side doing likewise and running interesting perk builds, perhaps going for clip montages, that kind of thing. Now that there's competitive matchmaking, now that there's a very, very clear incentive to just win loads, you don't see that variety anymore. Which, like, I think I found whenever MMR first came in, it suddenly made the game quite predictable. And I couldn't help shake the feeling that for playing Killer, it felt like in many cases I was doing it for the benefit of survivors so that they could get a lobby, whereas you could easily just have an AI bot play as the killer. It was just becoming a little bit samey and or unenjoyable, and I can't quite put my finger on as to why it started to become unenjoyable for me. But I think the fact that I wasn't allowed to experiment to such a degree, and that suddenly it had become so serious. And at its core, this is a party game. You know, I know that it is a mature party game, obviously, with the themes, with the killers and stuff like that. But when it was a party game, there was a level of goofiness involved. The fact that it's become quite so competitive, I think, has made it a little bit... has made me less interested in it, which is just my personal take. I've always maintained that I've enjoyed playing Killer, and this game has given me so much. Whenever the developers added their skill-based matchmaking, I did feel a little bit let down by them. They don't owe me anything, but that's how I felt, because this game was a game I built my channel around, and all of a sudden the goalposts had been moved. I don't have that stronger feeling anymore. But equally, I miss the slight goofiness that came along with playing a party game. And at this stage in my life, I think there are other things I want to focus on more than a game like this. There are other experiences that I want to experience, there's other games I want to play, and with a more finite time to play these games, investing hours into getting good at this game just probably isn't in the cards. The last kind of point that I struggle with, again, as a killer main, and I think it's a bit different as a survivor, but as a killer main, particularly a streamer who has like their streamer tag in their Steam username a lot of the time, as a killer you're kind of stuck. If the game starts to go badly, you're very much at the mercy of the survivors that you have, and depending on how generous the survivors might be feeling, you can be in for a very rough time, and it feels like the game is taken away from you, which I'm not for killers being overpowered, but I still think that they should be the feared aspect of the game, because that's what for me made this game fun in the first instance. It wasn't all the mind games and like technical moves, you know. It was that simple run and hide feeling, that adrenaline that you got whenever the killer was nearby. Other games that I do enjoy, the likes of Apex, the likes of, you know, less so Overwatch in this example, but if we're taking Apex for an example, if the game starts to go badly, you're in another lobby. You know, you die and then you respawn and you're in another lobby. And you're on to the next game. The fact that you could be waiting in a queue for however long and then and then are still stuck in the same game, where any chance of enjoyment, let alone sort of winning, is slimming in someone else's hands, isn't a particularly enjoyable experience. And it's part of the reason why I used to enjoy this game so much, was because there were many different ways that I personally drew enjoyment out of it. Once they started adding that really clear competitive aspect, which a lot of people in the communities that I was in whenever it was first implemented was against, for this very reason. And you've seen a lot of the bigger names pull away from DBD over the years as well as a result of that. It's just meant that the game is not for me. I did enjoy my time playing it, but it didn't have that same quaint spark that first attracted me to it. I'm sad that I played one game of Demogorgon, my old fave, and it was atrocious. It was not worth the price of admittance. But no, for everyone who's sort of more recently joined DBD, I really do hope you enjoy the game. I still think it's a good game, and certainly I have a much more positive view on it now than I did whenever I finished playing it in 2022-23, and I'm glad I came back to play it. But I'm sad to say that, at least for the next year or two, again, this game is not going to be for me. You might see some kill your friends content, who knows? But part of me had hoped that this would be the grand return to a staple game that brought me so much enjoyment during the COVID pandemic and COVID lockdown. But it's missing that quaint spark for me that made it so enjoyable in the first place. But on that rather serious note, do check out the videos that are coming up, guys. We've got a lot of different games in the works, including some classics like Ratchet and Clank. And weirdly, if anyone remembers the PlayStation portable game Pursuit Force, we're in the process of recording that as well. But thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the couple of games that I've added into this video. And if you are enjoying Dead by Daylight, let me know in the comments down below why you keep coming back to this game and what you enjoy about it. And I wish you all the best in your journey through the fog. Take care.